live, they can watch the recording back later. Okay. All right. So I think you should be able to see me well. Hopefully fill in the screen there. So happy Friday. And it's our first story time in the new year. Hey, Callie, I see Callie just joined us. Good to see you. So you just in time, we were just sharing before we got started this morning. So every Friday, I've been doing these read alouds just as an extra story time. I know a lot of students, have told me they really would like to see me more. And so I'm glad to do so. I love to see you guys. Thank you for joining me this Friday morning. So we're going to read a book together. And every time we choose something different, but in December, we were doing books related to holiday. And this morning, I was thinking about what book to do. And I was deciding, I was thinking, what do I feel like reading to my students today? And this book is one that's a favorite of mine. And I've read it to every class that I've ever taught because it's so good. And I was thinking about it because, we had New Year's and around the holidays, you get to see people that you care about and, friends and family and spend some fun time together. And so I got to do that, for my holidays this year. We traveled to go see my family and to see my best friend. And it was so nice. And one thing, when families get together, a lot of times you end up sharing and talking about special times that you remember, memories that you have. And so I was thinking about that this morning. And so that's why I chose the book I chose. So this book is called Wilfrid Gordon McDonald Partridge. And it's written by Mem Fox, who is a wonderful author. And I think you're going to find out once I start reading how it's connected to what I just talked about, my purpose for choosing this book, related to seeing families and sharing about special memories. Okay, so here we go. Wilfrid Gordon McDonald Partridge. There was once a small boy called Wilfrid Gordon McDonald Partridge, and what's more, he wasn't very old either. His house was next door to an old people's home, and he knew all the people who lived there. He liked Mrs. Jordan, who played the organ. He listened to Mr. Hosking, who told him scary stories. He played with Mr. Tippet, who was crazy about cricket. He ran errands for Miss Mitchell, who walked with a wooden stick. He admired Mr. Drysdale, who had a voice like a giant. But his favorite person of all was Miss Nancy Allison Delacour Cooper, because she had 4 names, just as he did. He called her Miss Nancy and told her all his secrets. One day, Wilfrid Gordon heard his mother and father talking about Miss Nancy. "Poor old thing," said his mother. "Why is she a poor old thing?" asked Wilfrid Gordon. "Because she's lost her memory," said his father. "It isn't surprising," said his mother. "After all, she is 96. "What's a memory?" asked Wilfrid Gordon. He was always asking questions. "It's something you remember," said his father. But Wilfrid Gordon wanted to know more, so he called on Mrs. Jordan, who played the organ. "What's a memory?" he asked. "Something warm, my child, something warm." He called on Mr. Hosking, who told him scary stories. "What's a memory?" he asked. "Something from long ago, me lad, something from long ago." He called on Mr. Tippet, who was crazy about cricket. "What's a memory?" he asked. "Something that makes you cry, my boy, something that makes you cry." He called on Miss Mitchell, who walked with a wooden stick. "What's a memory?" he asked. "Something that makes you laugh, my darling, something that makes you laugh." He called on Mr. Drysdale, who had a voice like a giant. "What's a memory?" he asked. Something as precious as gold, young man. Something as precious as gold. So Wilfrid Gordon went home again to look for memories for Miss Nancy because she had lost her own. He looked for the shoebox of shells he had found long ago last summer and put them gently in a basket. He found the puppet on strings, which always made everyone laugh, and put that in the basket too. He remembered with sadness the medal which his grandfather had given him, and he placed it gently next to the shells. Next, he found his football, which was as precious as gold. And last of all, on his way to Miss Nancy's, he went into the hen house and took a fresh, warm egg from under a hen. Then Wilfrid Gordon called on Miss Nancy and gave her each thing one by one. What a dear, strange child to bring me all these wonderful things, thought Miss Nancy. Then she started to remember. She held the warm egg and told Wilfrid Gordon about the tiny speckled blue egg she had once found in a bird's nest in her aunt's garden. She put a shell to her ear and remembered going to the beach by tram long ago, and how hot she had felt in her button-up boots. She touched the medal and talked sadly of the big brother she had loved, who had gone to the war and never returned. She smiled at the puppet on strings and remembered the one that she had shown to her sister, and how she had laughed with a mouthful of porridge. She bounced the football to Wilfrid Gordon and remembered the day she had met him and all the secrets they had told. And the two of them smiled and smiled because Miss Nancy's memory had been found again by a small boy who wasn't very old either. Okay, so Wilfrid Gordon McDonald Partridge is the name of that book, and it's a very long and interesting title, but it's the name of the character. He has 4 names, which is more than what a lot of people have. But so it talks about memories, and just like it says in the book, some memories are happy, some might be sad memories, but we have all kinds of memories, and it's really fun when you get together with family to share, the good things, the things you remember. And my family just did that at during the break. We had a service for my grandmother who had passed away recently. And so we got together and we celebrated and we talked about all the special things that we remembered about her and all the kind things that she did for others. And so it was a happy time. We weren't sad. We were happy to talk about her and how special she was and how much we loved her and the things we remembered. So I thought I would give you guys an opportunity, since we just finished sharing that book. If anybody would like to share with me and share with us a memory that you have. It might be something that's special. It might be something that just happened over winter break, or it might be something from long ago. It might be something warm. I don't know. So if anybody would like to share, you can raise your hand and I will call on you. Anybody? Might take a minute to think about it. Okay, Layla.
On New Year's Eve, going into New Year's Day, we stayed up and we did these boards of what you want to happen in 2021.
Oh, I like it. So like some goal setting?
Yes.
That's awesome. Yes, goal setting is something that, I like to do throughout the year. Look at things that, I'm thinking, I would really like to be able to accomplish this. This is a goal of mine. But New Year's Day is when a lot of people choose a New Year's resolution that is something that they would like to accomplish, a goal they have. Do you want to share one of yours, Layla?
One of mine was to grow taller.
Ah, okay. So you'd like to be tall. Are your parents tall?
Halfway.
Okay. Is that because of a certain thing that you want to be able to do?
Yes, I want to be able to reach cabinets.
Ah, it is very helpful to be able to get into cabinets. Yes, I agree. I have a step stool we use that, the girls now, my oldest is able to reach things pretty well now. She's almost getting to my height. But my youngest, she still can't reach some things, so she uses the step stool some. That's a good goal, Layla. Do you like to help in the kitchen?
Sometimes when
Mm,
we're making brownies and stuff.
yeah, that's fun to bake with your family. I agree. Thank you for sharing, Layla. Does anybody else have a memory that they would like to share? Okay, Gabriella?
Okay. There's three kings today. One, my dad's nephew. He was all alone at the house because dad's sister. The nephew was all alone at the house because of the dad's nephew. Because my dad's sister was going back to Texas or Mexico. So he was all alone at the house. So we brought him to our house, and then we cut the cake, little King's cake. And our uncle came too. His name is Uncle. But today, with one of them three kings, everybody cut the cake, and when I cut the cake, the bird, no one got the baby except me.
Oh.
I was the only one who got. So I had to cook.
Ah, very cool. That's a very special memory. Thank you for sharing that with us. I love it. I had actually, the first time I had seen one of those cakes that she was talking about, our principal brought one to our faculty meeting, and Mr. Wright, and you guys know Mr. Wright, and the little baby that she's talking about, it's this little, like a plastic thing that you find inside the cake, and whoever gets it, is supposed to have like good luck, right? And so it was actually one of my daughters that found the baby and their piece of cake. So they were very excited. That was fun. So thank you for sharing, Gabriella. And here's my pup coming to see me. Yes. Hi, Willow. Is there anybody else that would like to share a memory?
Yeah, because guess what, Mr. Wright, on the meeting, he brought one. Mr. Wright, the principal, he brought one of the breads.
Does anybody else want to share a memory? Willow, do you want to share a memory? Yeah. When I sit on the floor, she loves to come and sit and cuddle with me and get some petting and loving. She loves when I read books too.
They told me to say one of my memories.
What's that?
No, like something
Nobody
special
else
or
has a memory
something.
to
Not
share?
just a regular memory. Not a regular memory.
No? It's okay if you don't. I just wanted to give people the opportunity to. Thank you for Layla and Gabriella sharing a memory. And do you want me to share a memory? Do you guys like me to share a memory? Okay. All right. So one memory that we were sharing about my grandmother, she was of course, a very special and lovely woman, but she lived to be 92, so she was very, very old, but she didn't have any big health problems. She just, just had gotten old. And so when I would go and visit her at the nursing home, like it talked about in the book, the boy would go and visit the nursing home and visit the people there. And that's a really special thing that you can do with your family. A lot of times some people that live in the nursing homes don't have people that come visit them a lot. And so they love to have people come and visit them. And so my grandmother, when I was a little girl, when I was you guys' age, we would go to the nursing home that was near her house, and we would go and visit the people there. And we would do like a singing time where we would sing songs. And so I remember one Christmas, my sister and I got tutus, and my grandmother was a majorette in college. So she had a baton that she would twirl at the games, and dance. And so she gave us batons. And so we were learning to twirl the batons like she did. And so we brought those with us, and we wore our tutus, and we went to this nursing home, and we sang songs, and then we danced and practiced twirling the batons. And the people there just thought it was the cutest thing, these two little girls performing for them. So I still remember doing that. And it brought smiles to their faces. And so sometimes, some of the just simplest things, just going to visit with people can make them really happy, and you can help them to have a good day. So that's a memory I was thinking about when I was reading this book. And books can help us to remember things, and we can make connections to it. So I hope that this book helped you to make some connections today about things that you've experienced in your life and things around you. That's, I think, the really cool thing about reading. So, and I love that we have, we have 9 people. That's awesome. I like it. Anybody else have anything they want to share with us before we stop today? No? Thumbs up if you enjoyed the story. Oh, good. Gabriella gave it 2 thumbs up. Awesome. Good. Well, every week I just try to think of, sometimes I just ask people, what book would you like to read? A lot of my classes, we do that with NTI. And this week we've been reading a lot of tooth books because I've had a lot of students that had wiggly teeth. And so if you go to my library classroom, hopefully you all know that there's a Google slideshow where you can see my teaching lessons that I've posted and books where I've recorded myself reading aloud. So if you want to hear Miss Adams read, or you want to see me teach, you could see those anytime. I could read a bedtime story to you, right? You can go and you can watch it, okay? So thumbs up if you've seen those videos that I'm talking about. Okay, good. So some of you have, some of you haven't. So if you haven't, you just go to my library Google Classroom, and it's posted there on the stream, and you can also find it on the classwork tab, okay? And then something else I started recently is a book club that happens at 3 o'clock every day. So if you want to be a part of the book club, all we do is we read, the kids and I read books together, okay? So we started a chapter book this week that we've been reading. That's a really good one. Yeah, so you can find that information in my classroom too, okay? Do you want me to show you where to find it? You want me to present my screen and show you? Okay, all right, so let me show that, because I know sometimes it's difficult to know where to find things, and I definitely want you guys to know where to find things, okay? So, for example, here's one of my library classrooms, and I posted on the stream, so you should see this right here. It says, if you'd like to be a part of book club, join us on school days at 3 p.m. So we won't do it on the weekends, just on school days. And it tells you to join, you open a Google Meet and use the nickname Bookworm, okay? And the club is optional, so that means you don't have to come. It's just for those who would like to. I have a video right here that shows you the steps of how to start a meet or how to open a meet and use the nickname of Bookworm. So if you don't know how to do that, there's a video that shows you how. And then here's a Google Sheet that you can put your name and your teacher's name if you want to just say, hey, Miss Adams, I'm interested in being in book club. Okay, so 3 o'clock today, we'll do book club. All right, and yesterday I had, I think, 6 who showed up. The day before was 4, and the day before that was 2. So every day we've been increasing how many people show up, which is really fun. We had a fun time reading together and talking about the book. Okay, and then here is, let's see, let me go to the classwork tab. If you go to the classwork tab, right here under helpful resources, it has links to recorded teaching lessons. And you click on that, and then you click on this right here. And this is where I was telling you, you can find all my recorded lessons. Okay. So on the first slide, it just has my schedule of live meets. And then on the second slide, it has teaching lessons where I've taught about all kinds of things. The third slide has read alouds where I've recorded myself reading. Okay, all kinds of different books. Some are chapter books, some are not, some are nonfiction. Okay, and then the fourth slide is where I have the links to these recorded book clubs. So I need to put the one from yesterday. So chapter 1 is there, and then yesterday we read chapters 2 and 3. Okay, so if you didn't get to come to those and you want to go back and listen to those, you can click on these. Okay. So does that help everybody to know where to find my lessons? Okay, awesome. All right. Well, I'm going to stop presenting now. Does anybody have a question or anything that they'd like to share with me before we go today? No? Oh, I see Gabby's hand. Yes.
A couple weeks ago we got a cat.
Oh, yeah. What's your cat's name?
Lucky.
Lucky. Oh, fun. I like it. That's a fun name. Thank you for sharing, Gabby. Anybody else have anything that they'd like to tell us?
He's a kitten.
Okay, well, I don't see that anybody else wants to share anything. So, hey, guys, happy Friday. Thank you for joining me today. I love seeing my students. I'm glad it looks like you're doing well, and I look forward to seeing you next time, okay? And remember, you can view my teaching lessons or my books where I read aloud anytime, okay? All right, have a wonderful weekend. Oh, I see Callie's got her hand up.
It's snowing.
Yeah, well, it's not snowing at my house currently, but maybe it is at yours. Maybe it'll start snowing here soon.
It's not. No.
Wasn't it fun to wake up to a white snowy day today?
Yes.
Yeah, it's so pretty out when there's snow on the ground. I love it.
Yes.
Okay, well, thank you guys.
Out right
Have
now.
a wonderful weekend.
Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Adios.